Every fifth hospital bed in the US is currently occupied by a corona patient, and the numbers are still increasing. The head of the US FDA warns urgently against the Omicron variant. And in view of the rapid spread of the coronavirus, the incumbent head of the US Drug Agency FDA expects large parts of the population to be infected. It's hard to process what's actually happening right now, namely that most people will get COVID, said Janet Woodcock at a hearing in the Senate Health Committee on Tuesday. And she said, "We need to make sure that the hospitals are still working, that transportation and other essential services are not interrupted while this is happening." There are currently more coronavirus infected patients in hospitals in the United States than ever since the pandemic began around 2 years ago. According to data from the Ministry of Health on Tuesday, they occupied nearly 146,000 hospital beds nationwide, more than 1 in 5 available beds in the country. Overall, almost 78% of all hospital beds are currently occupied. Previously, the highest number of infected patients in hospitals was around 142,000 just under a year ago, according to reports by US media. The record is also attributed to rapid spread of the Omicron variant. It is also quite tight in intensive care units in the USA, where more than 80% of the almost 81,000 beds are now occupied. According to the ministry, almost 24,000 of them are patients who are infected with the coronavirus. And CDC Director Rochelle Walensky said at the same Senate hearing on Tuesday that the Omicron variant is driving the number of cases to unprecedented heights here in the United States and around the world. And the World Health Organization, the WHO, also issued an urgent warning on Tuesday of the consequences of the Omicron variant. In the next 6 to 8 weeks, more than 50% of the population in Europe could become infected with the Omicron virus variant, according to the WHO. In the first week of the new year, there were more than 7 million newly reported COVID-19 cases in Europe, which more than doubled within 2 weeks, said the European Director of the World Health Organization, Hans Kluge. In view of the easing debates in many countries, the WHO warned that although the Omicron variant leads to milder disease progression on average, it cannot be compared with the flu. A January 8th report by the Institute reads, "Our models for the European region suggest that mid-January will peak with more than 12 million infections per day, with national heights varying significantly with later highs in Central Asia. We expect that in the next 6 to 8 weeks, more than 50% of the European population will be infected with Omicron." Kluge used his first online press conference of the year for 3 messages. On the one hand, he called on countries without a previous increase in Omicron to use the remaining time window and to take precautions. Omicron is spreading faster than any other previously seen variant of the SARS coronavirus CoV-2. Where the Omicron spread began, the priority must be to avoid impacting the susceptible and to minimize disruption to health systems. And third, Kluge wanted to keep schools open. This is extremely important for the children, which is why schools should be the last place to close and the first to reopen. The German Robert Koch Institute, the RKI, reported 45,690 new corona infections in Germany, where I'm sitting on Tuesday. That's 15,000 cases, or around 50% more than a week ago when 30,000 positive tests were reported. The nationwide 7-day incidence rose to 387.9, and the value indicates how many people per 100,000 inhabitants have been infected with the coronavirus in the past 7 days. On Monday, a number of countries reported staff shortages in clinics because of the coronavirus variant Omicron, which had led to a steep increase in new infections. Medical personnel are also infected. In addition, the high number of infections ensures that more patients come to the hospital. And here in Germany, however, the number of seriously ill corona intensive care patients fell further to 3,123 on Tuesday. So I'm always telling you this from the German perspective, so I always bring a little bit of Germany inside there as well, of course. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.